What grade are you in?
Right now I'm in 4th, but I'm soon going to be in 5th.
That's good. I'm glad you know the future. That's perfect. Now, why are you excited to be here tonight?
Because I'm just excited.
Yeah. No other explanation. Now, I do believe, tell me the truth. Is it true that your dad has a ringside seat, but didn't get you guys ringside seats?
That is true, but it's because of his YouTube channel, okay? It's his YouTube, okay?
Her dad's an influencer. Let him go, guys. But your dad's awesome, right?
Yeah,
See, he's awesome! Yeah! Give it up for Claire. Thank you so much, Claire. High five. Yeah!
Can you believe that there are some people in this world that did not tune in to the Alliance Vlog podcast? Shame on you! Shame on you! My name is Ella Envy, and I'm one half of the NWA Women's World Tag Team Champion. And I'm Kinsey Page, the other half of the NWA World Women's Tag Team Champion. And you better go listen to the Alliance Vlog, what is it called again? Podcast, period. Or you're ugly. Pretty and power approved. Alright.
Mi gente, you already know who it is. It's the radioactive pop with Danny Limelight, the United Wrestling Network World Heavyweight Champion. And make sure you tune into the Alliance Vlog every week. You heard it here first. Straight from Poppy.
Hey guys, check this out. I am officially now sponsored by Dubby. Dubby is a clean energy drink made to give you focus with no crash. If you guys are like me, you're always needing a burst of energy, especially with one with no crash. Dubby contains vitamins, amino acids, a nootropic, and 150 milligrams of caffeine. It keeps me awake with no jitters, guys. Check it out. Merch link is in the bio. Dubby. What is up, everybody? This is the Sessions with J Cal. My name is J Cal, and we are here live from the studio, if you will. We're going to talk to our guest, Joe, who joins us right here.
What's up, people? How are you? Ignore all the awkward grunting and noises you hear in the background.
Oh, there we go. I dropped out.
Are we good? We good?
Yeah, we're good. We're good. So we're live. We're here on youtube.com/the Alliance blog talking to Joe Kimbrough of Black Flag Fighting. And you're doing some kickboxing tonight, right?
Yes, sir. We just finished up our class right now. Our last class of the night, I think.
I love the background noise, man. That's awesome.
Oh yeah,
They're doing the work right now.
Grown men grunting.
There it is.
It's one of our big boys going to war. He'll be going to war this Saturday. It's that card going into what is it? The IKF West Coast Classic. We have about, I want to say 7 to 9 fighters going in.
Wow.
So big day for them.
Is that specialized combat, like for just Muay Thai, or what is that specifically for?
So we got PMT, which is our adjustment shit. Fall shit. All right. Sorry, excuse my language.
Oh,
Sorry.
you're good, man. You're
Have a good
good.
night, kid. Um, what am I giving you? This. All right. So yeah, PMTs are point Muay Thai fights. They're I like to call them as glorified sparring matches.
Okay.
So they go out there fully padded up. They're not throwing elbows or knees to the head, so it's pretty much amateur rules. Gloves, shin guards, a mouth guard. Keeping it fair. They're meant to be technical fights, stuff that helps build the sport up, help build technical fighters. Um, they're a good way to work your way into the ring or the cage, wherever you plan on going with your career, wherever if it's
So,
just a hobby. So
so this is kind of like you said, sparring, kind of like just practicing to get to that next step, but it's a competition.
yes, basically that's how I see it. I tell my guys, even fights, like, it's just glorified sparring stuff we do every day. It's just I see it as sparring with a winner. You know, there's no real knockouts. You're letting people decide who was more technical, who was a cleaner fighter, who was putting more effective aggressiveness into a fight.
Okay.
So, and then we have, like I said, I think we have 7 fighters there. So, excuse me, with 7 fighters going into that, and then I have 3 of my male fighters going into amateur full contact fights. So there'll be gloves, shin guards, headgear, and elbow pads. They'll be able to throw, punch knees, elbows, all of that fun stuff. Have a good night, Matt. So,
And
we're looking for a couple victories. We got 1 debut. That was a big guy you heard pounding away in the bag. And then we got 2 other guys returning to the ring after a good fight.
so like and they're part of the Black Flag fighting, right? That's your
Yeah, those are my kickboxers, all of them. They've all either started training with me. Most of my youth students have started from like scratch with me. I've trained a couple of them when I was at other places, so we know each other from there. And then I got some new fresh blood that's ready to rock and roll. Have some kids that are I fought say about a year ago, and I got some just going in for their first ones. My favorite ones are little 5 and 6-year-olds. Oh, just killers, bro. Straight monsters.
I know an 8-year-old that's been training with you a little bit too. So
Oh yeah, she's getting there. She's getting there.
we'll see. She's got some fire. Hey, her name's Piper for a reason. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I know. Of course, I couldn't not realize that. That's 2 and 2 together.
So let's talk a little bit about pro wrestling, because this is kind of a wrestling podcast. But when my wife introduced me to you, because she also trains at your is it dojo? Is that the right term?
We just call it a gym. Academy.
Gym? Academy.
Yeah.
I want to get the vernacular right. So when I first met you, I was blown away by how your coaching technique. It reminded me so much of high school wrestling and all that stuff. And we'll get more into that in a bit. But she told me that you're into pro wrestling. I'm like, oh man, you got to come on and talk some wrestling with me.
Oh man.
So what's your era? When did you start watching pro wrestling?
I was born in '88, so probably like the early '90s. So about 92, 93. My uncles just watch it, go in the garage, they're fixing the car, and just like just watching wrestling. You're watching fucking well, I'm spacing right now, so I don't want to sound like a nerd or a moron for the wrestling fans.
Don't worry, they we're all nerds, so don't worry about that. We accept it.
I just want to sound like a moron. I just.
Well, 92, I'm thinking that was like Ultimate Warrior, Hulk Hogan, $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase, the Big Boss Man.
Yes, sir. Yeah, like the vintage era, the good era. That was like my golden era of wrestling. There. Have a good night, kid. Yeah, like yeah, it's been. It started then, trickled on and off. Growing up. Some days you didn't have cable. Some days you do. So.
No, I hear you on that.
But yeah, I think I really got into it when I'd say the Attitude Era, towards the end of the Attitude Era.
Okay.
I was a monster WCW fan. Always watching Monday Nitro. Sometimes you gotta it's nighttime, so you're supposed to be in bed. You got the TV picture turned all the way down to black, just enough to hear it with your head by the bed. Yeah, that's it.
I got
And
you.
just hearing Hoot Toot Guerrero, all those monsters, that was my
Oh,
day.
Juventud, yeah. I tell people famously all the time, if it wasn't for the WCW Cruiserweight division, I probably would have stopped watching wrestling. You had guys like you said, Juventud Guerrera, Eddie Guerrero, Rey Mysterio, even Chris Jericho for a while.
Billy
Super,
Kidman.
Billy Kidman.
Jesus, like those guys made me. That was the reason. Like, yeah, you got these big guys that can wrestle, throw each other around, power bombing left and right, but these dudes are doing amazing things off the top ropes. It's like they're walking the wire and fucking somersaults and fucking hurricanranas. Like, dude, that's fucking insane. Like we goof around here, but there's no way I'd get close to even trying something like that. You know what I mean?
Oh, I don't know, man. You've got like the right body size for that. If you ever decided to do a career turn, I mean,
I trust me. Like I think it was until I was like 15. I always thought, I can make it. Then I saw that what was it? The NXT, or before it was NXT, it was Next, I believe, just Next.
Yeah.
Before they went fancy with it, all
Yeah.
New Age. But yeah, it's like, dude, you can wrestle, you can train to wrestle, and like you can go out there and show your shit. That's some dope shit. I would always want to do that. Like I took high school wrestling because I thought it was gonna be like some transition to like, but no, I just got my ass beat. It was different.
Same.
No steel chairs a lot.
I walked into my high school wrestling gym and I was like, I'm here to wrestle, and where's the ring at? And people looked at me like I was a freaking moron. Like, we don't run the ropes. What's going on here?
Yeah, you see Kurt Angle pull ankle lock off. You try that high school wrestling, you get kicked out.
Yeah.
Like, you just did that last night. Like, what was that? Like, good night, kid.
So WCW and the Attitude Era for WWF, WWE, and then we were talking a little bit. You were watching some Ring of Honor, some AEW, some Lucha Underground.
Lucha Underground was my thing for like a couple of years. When I kind of got tired of the whole like WWE era. Like the new stuff, it just got too melodramatic, and then it got too PC.
Yeah.
Like, my thing was all the crazy ass skits, like from fucking, before we came WWE, you had fucking Lita and Edge in the ring, and they got a big ass fucking bed and shit, you know what I mean? Val Venus coming out with his heart on, you know what I mean? Under that towel and his actual heart. That's the shit that like got me, that kept me, or the famous one, the storyline that I paid so much attention to, Mark Henry and May Young.
Yeah.
May Young, and the little fucking hand baby. That was my shit, dude. Like Stone Cold whooping Booker T's ass in a grocery store. You know what I mean? Like, fuck, you can't do that now. You do that shit now, it's it's nothing. But after I got away from that, I dove into what is it? Jello Championship Wrestling. That shit was entertaining for a bit. Nobody was harder than those guys. And like, because a lot of people don't realize, the ECW ushered the way for these dudes, and they kind of kept that same flow. Yeah, it was backyard wrestling, but no one did it better than those guys.
So you were watching a little bit of, what were you watching that, like on YouTube and stuff?
Dude, that was at that super late night. You're like 11 or 12. Comes on midnight Spike TV or some random ass channel at the time.
I missed all that, but when you got into Lucha Underground, who were some of the talents that you liked there?
He goes by Prince Puma was the man. So he goes King Ricochet now, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah, that dude. Dude, Vampiro was an announcer, and then he came out, and then he started wrestling, and bro, that took me back right there. Like seeing him as a kid, monster. You know what I mean? That's the dude who's like, I'll wrestle anybody. I'm not gonna wrestle Vampiro. Like, hell no, And then he came on Lucha Underground. It's just the announcer. Then they brought him into a full match, and just Jesus, it was beautiful.
I think he was feuding with like Pentagon Black at the time, right?
Yes, Pentagon Black. Jesus, like that show. Why can I not think of his? They brought him over to. I can't think of his name. Spacing. Matt Striker.
Matt Striker. Yeah.
So he popped over and like just seeing some of these familiar faces. I think towards the end of their season they brought in Rey Mysterio back, and like I said, like these companies bringing in like lucha style and just keeping shit. It was amazing.
What I really dug about Lucha Underground is that they brought in Blue Demon Jr. And a lot of people don't know this, but Blue Demon Jr. like was only there for a couple of shows, and I guess he had a contract dispute or was hurt or something. And Alberto El Patron wrestled as Blue Demon with the mask on.
I remember that. I
But,
knew that because I was like, no, there's no way these two dudes like you can. For me, it was like the build. You can tell. Like I know the way they wrestle. That's clean right there.
You want to wear this on the 14th or on the 4th?
Oh, I would love that. Should I go luch it out? No,
I got an Ultimo Dragon one too.
Oh, the dragon. That's my guy right there.
That's.
I'm just talking.
I'm like, I want to participate. I have no idea what the fuck you just.
We gotta get my buddy Sweet Lou in here.
You can jump on.
I don't know. We got like minors in here on the. If so, we might not. Lou's not for the kids. He's like Wu-Tang.
Well, they do have a parental guidance on the channel, so I think we'd be all right if you want to jump in. If not, we're cool.
We need like some like mature guidance. Those ratings would be raised right away. Have a good night, brother. Completely vulgar. Have a good night, kid. Yeah. This is why we're not allowed to leave him in charge of anything.
When you were watching Lucha Underground, who were some of the, you said Vampiro and Penta and later Rey Mysterio. Oh, and you said Prince Puma. What did you think of guys like Willie Mack or Brian Cage? It kind of broke the mold of the smaller guy, and you had some big, beefy dudes in there, but were able to move around like luchadors.
Oh, dude, it was amazing. Like, like I said, what killed it for me was wrestling kind of went back to big guys that just were big guys. They didn't really do anything interesting. I'm gonna pick you up and slam you. That's it. Yeah, you had John Cena come out. I will have to give Brock Lesnar his piece de resistance on that shooting star press that he almost killed himself with.
Like, you're talking about that WrestleMania one with the Kurt Angle, right?
Bro, I watched that in like agony. Like I know he's done for after that. But like that showed me, like that's what I loved about the sport. It's like you get a big dude like that, jacked, but shooting star press. And if you watch that, he shot that off cleanly. He just unfortunately didn't get the full rotation. That launch was beautiful.
We watched that. We watched that with like 12 people over at my house, right? And we're all just eating and drinking and having a good time. And it was, that was the main event. That's what everyone came for. They wanted to see, Kurt Angle and Brock Lesnar, and homie's up there on the top rope, and they're like, wait, man, he doesn't look right. And he, like you said, it landed cleanly. He just didn't get enough rotation into it, but the whole room went silent. Like you could hear a pin drop. And thankfully he was all right, but man, he could have died. He could have died in the ring, man.
Could you imagine that? Like, sadly, like I've seen matches, the ones that they don't show, like you have to find them. Unfortunately, you have to find them, but like you'll see those matches where that guy is, he's out or he's gone, and they have to continue the show. And I'm just like, oh, dude, and people don't understand, they're doing this for our entertainment. You know what I mean? It's like, and yeah, I get we get the critics and the fans, the ones that bash, but it's like, dude, these dudes are. I'm not gonna lie, their bodies are more broken than ours. Being a fighter, where my goal is longevity when I fight.
Yeah.
These guys break their body on a daily to put on a show for people like us. So it's just it's a good thing to see, you know, humbling, you know, because it's like that takes a lot of control. You got a big dude that can pick you up and he's slamming you. Yeah, I get, you know, we get what wrestling is, but to take that power and not be able to really hurt somebody, you know what I mean? The way that these shots could land hard if they
Oh
wanted
yeah.
to. If they, you know, if they decided to, you know, get more aggressive with it, these things could be, you know, painful, you know.
There recently was some footage coming out of New Japan Pro Wrestling where one of their guys got kicked in the face, and it looked like, you know, accidents happened in the ring. This didn't look like an accident, and afterwards he beat the living shit out of the guy. I mean, like, he threw him over a table. He was pounding on him, and it, you know, you could see when they, you know, kind of pull back that punch, he wasn't pulling anything back. He was just going to town on this kid.
Yeah, no,
So
I've seen that, and it's like you say, you can see when the punches are pulled or when the accidents happen, but you can also see when the, like, you know, when the pain sets in, when some of these guys, you know, they miss that shot, they you know, one micro slip. You've got to be calculated in this. It's insane, you know.
yeah. What
Like
so
I still want to get my ass out there one time, just give it a try, but
in a pro wrestling ring?
yeah, maybe like an amateur wrestling ring. Don't put me up there with that. Hell no.
Well, no,
I know
I
my
mean, look,
limits. I
there
know my limits.
there are indies literally all over. Like, even there's a show coming next Saturday in Hemet, West Coast. Oh, I keep screwing up the name, WCWC, and they're literally at the
This is
the
the high
Derby.
school. Oh yeah, okay, yeah. Damn, it's the same. It's on the 4th, huh? Same day I'm fighting.
No, that's a
I don't know.
different one. There's one on the 28th, and it's going to be happening over at the Derby in
Oh,
Hemet,
it's this
on
Saturday.
Florida.
Damn. See,
Yeah.
all the good stuff comes to town when I'm leaving. And anytime I'm not in town, we got.
Well,
Yeah, that's what.
The wrestling at the wheelhouse.
Yeah, the wheelhouse. Yeah, that's what he's telling me right now.
The wheelhouse. The
Yeah,
wheelhouse.
Mexican bandas there.
Yeah, I want to go. I need to go check that out. I think the last. Oh, I saw. Wasn't much. It was just like a little lucha when we went to Rosarito.
Oh yeah.
You know,
That's
we just
dope.
passed by. It wasn't like, you know, didn't get to see a big show, but we saw some guys, you know, tossing around, having some fun out there.
I went last year, no, 2021. My buddy and I went down to Tijuana and watched some of the Lucha Libre from the auditorium, like the legit, like, crazy
The
Tijuana
stage.
crowd.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and it was rowdy, but it was fun. It was the first show post COVID, you know, post the lockdowns for them, and the fans came out and they had just amazing, just everything kind of gelled well. It's funny, we like Willie Mack was there. We were talking about him. A lot of not Penta obviously, but a lot of luchadors very similar to Penta and guys like that, like a Vikingo, the guy who's basically your size, and he flies around the ring. There's a guy bigger than me that flies around the ring. I mean, it's a fun show. If you ever have the opportunity, if you're ever down in TJ, you should take a look at one of those shows because they're amazing.
Would you say we're going to TJ? Is that what I heard? Yeah. I'm not gonna shy away from tacos and lucha.
Yeah, tacos. See, there you go, tacos and lucha. In fact,
Don't make that face. We know you're not allowed in Mexico, Lou.
I might be going to.
I'm not allowed back.
I might be going to Mexico City to check out the NWA is doing a well, I don't know if you knew this, but the owner of the NWA is Billy Corgan from Smashing Pumpkins,
Right?
and he is doing a music festival in Mexico City. The World is a Vampire, and during that festival, in the middle of the festival, they're going to do some wrestling, and it's going to be the NWA versus AAA Lucha Libre. And I'm like, man, I have frequent flyer miles. I have some hotel points.
You put some on the company card. I think we can do that.
Yeah,
Just kidding, Lou. Yeah, dude. What was the last? No, it's been years. Yeah, it's been a good while since I've actually seen some like live in person. The one I wanted to go to, I missed it, and it was in San Diego. They did a think at the Del Mar Fairgrounds.
Oh yeah, yeah.
They did like concerts and they did tacos in the park and lucha, and I was like, bro, tacos and lucha, like, how am I missing these things? It's ridiculous.
You let me know when you want to go, and I'll chaperone you. I know those guys. We can get down there. We can get good stuff. They'll take care of us.
Bro, I'm down. Let's do it.
We're gonna do it. We're gonna do that at some point. I took the kids actually.
Clear that with HR. They'll let me get away for a couple days.
All right, it's just for an afternoon, just one night, you know. We actually took the kids to a show in Arizona just last week, 2 weeks ago,
right?
And they hadn't been to a show before. At least they weren't old enough. The last time that they were at a show, they were babies, and they got a kick out of it. I'm sitting there watching because I was sitting ringside and they were sitting up in the bleachers. And I'm taking photos for the website and stuff, and then I'm looking at them and Piper and Claire like play wrestling while they're watching it. They were getting into it. It was like I could just see just like my childhood evolving right in front of me. It's like, wow, it's just like them.
Just run the cycle all over again.
It is.
Let them see that experience, you know?
Yeah. My mom had told me years after I had already been watching wrestling that her dad, who I never got to meet, he passed away before I was born, but he would take her to the Grand Olympic Auditorium when she was a kid to watch wrestling. So this is like this whole watching wrestling thing is in my DNA. It's been going on for, 3 generations now. I'm sure it will go after I'm gone too. So,
oh yeah.
So
you got to get us a tag team match out there.
Well, I can get you a tag team match. I'm pretty sure of that. But
no. I'm not. It's a tag team. We got to do this together.
I know some people. If you ever and this is no joke, if you ever want to get into a pro wrestling ring, I know people that just we'll talk. But let's get back to Joe. Let's get back to Black Flag Fighting. How long have you guys been established out here in the Inland Empire?
We started December 2020, right? November. Yeah. So we
officially November 6th, 2020.
Yeah. So our unofficial November 2020. Our official, we kicked off December, opened our doors. But yeah, so we celebrated our 2 years this December. We're in our new space. We started out in a smaller spot. This is our that's our new section. The other space, half the size. We were there 6 months and we were already 700 square feet, and we had bodies in there, and it got to the point to where, it was just getting too crowded. We were right next to a small nail salon. We didn't have space. We moved over here about 6 months in. We started looking for a new place. About 4 months after that, we got the new spot, and we opened up. We had our 1 year anniversary party for gym at our new place, and then so it's been going. We had our 1 year anniversary for our gym is every July, so we just did our 1 year. Now we're going on 2. July will be our 2nd year in our new location that we're already is getting told is a little too small. So it's not a bad problem to have, but
no,
prices and rent. We might just have to hold classes in the street, maybe. You can dodge a car, you can dodge a punch, right?
Yes. I mean, you got that parking lot right there by the church. They don't use it most of the time.
Oh, I'm just waiting for one of my guys to fall through the wall so we can secretly use the church.
There it is.
Accidents happen. Push kick. Oh, hey, we'll fix that in a couple months.
Yeah, there you go. So, tell me about the process of training. The folks that come in there. Some of them are kids, some of them are adults, some of them have fight experience, some of them have no experience. I've talked to you. Like I'm kind of considering coming down there and seeing what I can do. But what's the process of getting somebody in there and how do you develop them? How do you figure out what they're here for?
The biggest thing out of all of it, getting them here. I get guys and people that talk to me. I want to fight. They get people. I wear shirts and sweaters, and my car has our logo. So I'll go all around town shopping, whatever I do. Oh, can I get a card? Yeah, I've been wanting to try this for years. Some people, scheduling, timing, but other people, it's just, it's not something they're dead set on, so it's not something they want right away.
Yeah.
Um, you get a lot of guys. Like I said, I've had one guy blow me up for over 6 months, texting, calling him the gym phone. I'll be there. I want to be there. I want to do this. Came to talk to me one night. That was about 2 months ago. Haven't seen him since. You know. Oh, we've had.
Wanted to fight until I had a real chat with him.
Yeah, we've had fighters, guys that have fought before come in, and like I don't brag. We're a humble gym. We don't think we're the best strikers out there, but we
Yeah.
do work hard. My guys know that, we focus more on our technique. So a lot of people can't make it to the warm up. That's the hardest part. The hardest part about training here is our warm ups and our exercises, because my job is to make you tired. My job is to kill you and break you down, so that way, if it does come down to a fight, you have this gas tank that you're building,
Right.
and so when you get to this level of, oh, I'm tired, go a little bit further.
Yeah.
Go an inch past that.
Yeah.
One little bit. Let's just take another one, and that's like a lot of our guys. I stress them constantly. Everybody wants to go fast. Everybody wants to get here, but you still have fundamentals. You got to build the house first. You got to build the foundation of the house. Lay that ground, cement it in, dig it like a foundation, plant, boom, and then you work your way up. Work on the simple things. I get guys that come in and want to do spinning back fists, spinning jump kicks. They don't know how to throw them properly. They just see them on YouTube, so I can throw it. They practice them, but they don't know the right timing to use them. They don't know how to use them. They don't know the right range. I could be 5 feet away, and I'll get a guy that's trying to throw a jumping back kick, and I'm like, you just like fanned me. Now you're cooling me off a little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
But like I say, the process is just letting people work. You get a lot of gyms that micromanage. Your first day here, I want to see what you know how to do. I want to see how you move, how your body moves, how this affects you, and how punching does this to you.
Right.
There's a lot of people. It'll come natural,
One of your
natural reactions.
one of your
Go ahead.
students just jumped on and said the first 20 minutes is the worst.
That's our motto here. The first 20 minutes is one of the hardest parts of this. Like I say, I have grown men that have come in, started the warm up for their trial, get halfway through. Next thing you know, we see them grabbing their bags and walking out. It's not my job to keep you here. I can't force you to stay, but if you want the work, you're gonna get the work. So
I swear the first time I came into your gym, I was watching you with the kids. It was with the kids, and I felt so much reminiscent of my experience when I was training in high school wrestling. And I was one of those guys that had no idea what I was doing. I was completely out of shape, and I got my ass kicked every single day for 3 months. The whole season, my entire freshman year wrestling was just literally getting my ass kicked on a daily basis. And but that's how you get better. That's how you get your conditioning. That's how you get your wind. That's how you get the experience. And I'm sure that's a lot of the foundation that you're building, right?
yeah, so I like martial arts for me started as a kid. Taekwondo here, karate there, wherever I can get a free trial in, wherever, my parents could pay the month off, cool, whatever. Some spots it was just me watching from the window, going home, mimicking that later on.
Oh, wow.
High school, I hopped into wrestling I think I was there for 6 months. 3 months actually training, working with the weights in the weight room. I went from I think it was like fucking 105 to 110 soaking wet,
Yeah.
and bumped me up to 145. Couldn't wrestle for shit, I was getting smashed left and right, but that's where I learned that, the grind is real. You want this, you're gonna work for it. You're gonna,
Right.
Bust your ass. You're gonna continue to push. And at the time, I had amazing coaches. Like you said, wrestling coaches are above and beyond. I also had a small, tiny little football coach that ran PE class, and he was the one that instilled in me, like, just get through it.
Yeah.
What's gonna happen at the end? You're gonna go home, go to sleep. You're gonna go home and rest. It's over at the end. It's over. So, push yourself, work hard, get through it. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, you can rest now, but you're just gonna be more tired on the way through. Get the job over with. Call it a night. Call it a night. Here, like I said, a lot of people like to rush through the process. They think if I do it faster, I'm gonna get it over with faster. No, if you do it faster, that's just more reps you're getting in. Okay. I set the timer for 3 minutes. All right, we did 50 combos back to back. All right, that was about 30 seconds worth back to forth. You did 50 combos. Cool, give me another 300 since we got that extra time,
Right.
It's a process. Slow and steady wins the race. You can hop in. I've had guys that, like I said, we don't boast about being stronger than anybody. We don't boast about being better than anybody. We just work. My guys learn, it's all about cardio. I'm going to push you until you're dead. If you can still stand, you can still throw your hands. If you're not puking, you're not, you're not out of it. If you're not dead, you're not laying on the mat dead, you can still pick your hands up and throw, we can lose because someone's better than us, but they won't out cardio us. Hell no. I've had guys come in from other gyms and talk about how they do this, they do that. Friday nights are our sparring nights here, so it's a little live. We'll have some heavy rounds, some violent action, depending on where it's at. But like I said, we get these guys that come in from other gyms. Some want to show off and show what they're about, and then they get smashed. That's and that dude, he wasn't throwing a lot, but he just kept throwing simple punches, 1-2 down the middle. Yeah, that's what happens when you get tired. Okay, how many spinning back kicks are you gonna be able to throw when you're tired?
That's right.
None. How many straight punches can I throw? I can throw 1,000 of these bitches because that's all I've worked on for hours on end, straight punches. A lot of it, we don't like to dive into the tricky, super technical spinning back elbows and jump knees. And I have guys that have been with me for 2 years that can't pull off a jump knee because we haven't showed them.
Right.
They know how to do it from seeing YouTube, but we haven't shown them the proper way. So they don't throw them. You know what I mean? Then you get guys that come in and I want to do this. I want to do that. I want to do that. Okay. Show me what you got first. Can't make it through a bag work. They're hitting the bag, hands go down. You want to breathe. Hit the bag, hands go down, breathe. The way I see bag work is when you're on a bag, you're fighting somebody.
Right.
So your hands should train to come back to your face. Hit that bag, come back, protect. Hit that bag, come back, protect. But if you're dropping your hands, it's only going to help or hurt you in a fight. We like to preach. You fight the way you train. So you fight however you shadow box. So if you lazy shadow box, you're not going to know how to throw combinations. If you're lazy on your bag work, you're sloppy on your bag work, you're going to be a sloppy fighter. If you rush through it. If you drill your technique sloppy, lazy, not putting your hands up, not doing that, you're going to be a shitty fighter.
Yeah.
If you spar half-ass, you're going to fight half-ass,
Yeah.
So it takes a lot to actually pick up the mindset. We get, like I said, guys that come in for self-defense reasons. I got one of my big guys started with me. He didn't know how to throw a punch properly. He's never been in a fight. I was his first sparring match when we started out, just me and him, just moving around. And now the guy's been with me for 2 years, and he's one of my guys that I tell him all the time, if you hunker down a bit more, got away from the partying life, you'd be a monster, but I don't like to force people into fighting. I don't like to tell people, hey, why don't you come try out and fight? I hold fight tryouts. I do stuff like that, fight team tryouts. And again, none of it's meant to beat you up. None of it's meant for you to get hurt. My job is to make sure you can deal with the training and then go spar a couple rounds. If you can push the training, you can stick with the training. If you can deal with that, it's everything else is going to be easier. Training is the hardest part about fighting. Fighting is shit. That's the fun part. You get to go out and just release all that stress. I tell my guys all the time, the ones that are fighting, I can't wait to go see you guys fight somebody and hit somebody that's not me, that's not your teammates, you know, because there's not going to be any holding back. You know,
Right.
it's going to just straight to the action, you know, and it's going to be fun. I tell my guys before we walk out the ring, what are we doing here tonight? The same fucking thing we do every night in the gym. Kick each other's ass. We fight. We scrap. We get down. You know. And again, like people hear that, they think, oh, you're swinging hard. You're throwing crazy. No, our nights here are super light, super easy. We do have our nights, like I say, our Friday nights. We do have the heavy Friday nights
Right.
where somebody is gonna get hit with a body shot and go down. Somebody might catch a head kick. Somebody might leave with black eye. You know. But again, that's not every night. If you go into gyms nowadays, um, I don't mean this in a bad way to any other gyms that are watching. Don't take this home and be like, hey, this guy said this. I don't care. You can come fight me if you want to. But yeah, I've had a lot of guys that come in from other gyms. Oh, you know, my first day there, they put me in the ring and they made me spar this guy. I got the shit beat out of me. Yo, what do you mean? You shouldn't even be sparring anywhere near your first month at that, you know?
Right. Right.
Oh, well, I went here and they didn't really teach you how to hold pads. They didn't really teach you how to throw punches. A lot of places just want the money. A lot of places just want you to throw hands. And like I say, guys come in here with that mindset of, oh, I know how to fight. Okay, let's put on some gloves. Let's spar. Let's see if you know how to fight or do you know how to throw your hands.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's a big difference. A lot of people don't understand that difference when it comes to fighting and throwing hands. Anybody can throw hands, but it takes a real man to go out there and fight. So, you know, like you're standing in front of, I spar guys that are, what, 250, you know, 250 pounds, fucking 6 foot. I walk at like 160. If I'm in shape, cut weight for a fight, I'm 145. I'm still fighting these dudes. I'm standing right in front of them, chucking bombs. You know, it's for me, it's the fact that I can do this and I know how to move. I know how to get away from these shots. I'm not gonna get mad if I get clipped with a clean shot. That's the whole point. You hit me with a clean shot, I must not be doing something right.
Right.
You know what I mean? So a lot of people can't deal with getting hit. A lot of people see is getting hit is like, oh well, I'm not learning. No, you are learning. What happens is if you get hit and you don't learn to block that, then yes, you're not learning. But if you get hit and realize, oh damn, my hands are down. What did you just learn something? Did something
Right.
just pop in your head? Okay, I got to keep my hands up. So you know, it's a process. It's a slow, you know, it's just slow. It's climbing the stairs, one step at a time. You know,
And
you can't skip the process. You can't skip the hustle. You can't skip the grind. It's all part of it. You know.
and you said you have six or seven guys going to fight this weekend, and you're going to be in their corner, I assume, right? Getting them ready to go, right?
Right. So
So
have. Go
how
ahead.
does that apply when now on the opposite side, because you got this big fight coming up on February the 4th? Who's in your corner, and what are you doing to get ready for that fight? Because I know there's a different world when you're training, but then you have the whole spectrum flipped on you now, and now you're getting ready for fighting, and you're doing more training than you probably normally do to get ready for that fight.
Yeah, it's a big bump. You know, try to get my work in when I can. Mostly it's midday, and then we have long nights here. You know, we end class. Take me a minute to hop on because we were in the finishing up a class, but normally we don't finish class till like 9:15. You know, you heard how loud it was at the end, and that was just guys getting ready to leave. So that was around 9 o'clock. So normally this place is shut down by what, 9:45. Right about now, about this time, you get like the last couple stragglers, or you get people that are just hanging out, chilling. Here it's a big family vibe, so we kind of just let people chill. But while they're doing that, while they're shutting down from class, I'm wrapping up. I'm hitting pads with my main man Lou. Let me show you guys Sweet Lou right here. That's Sweet Lou.
What's up, Lou?
This is the man that runs everything behind the scenes. This is the man that email everybody. 'Cause I don't do emails, but this is the man that sends all the fancy words. But yeah, that's my guy behind the scenes right there. None of this would be possible if he didn't believe in me. He took the chance. Me and him ran another place together. We helped him out, and things fell apart. And we could have just let the ship sink. Lou told me, "Hey, if you're all in, I'm all in," and we're here now, baby. None to change there. Would never change anything about that. But yeah, so this is my ADD scrolling on.
That's
So
all
yeah,
good,
going
brother.
back to me and Lou, we'll stay for about another 45 minutes holding hitting pads, and I send him home. This guy's got a day job. Send him home. I'll get on the bike. I'll lift weights. I'll shadow box for another 45 minutes to an hour. Sauna suit, just sweating it out. It all really depends on what area I'm in right now. We got a new opponent, so I guess the other guy backed out of the fight or something fell apart. No idea, but got a new fight. Fight's gonna be at 165, so I got sick. Yeah, that guy.
Brian
So
Skinner from Kingman, Arizona.
I find a lot of guys from Arizona lately. They must not like me. But yeah, I'm feeling comfortable right now. I was walking around heavy. Got sick, unfortunately. Last week had shut down the whole gym. Haven't trained in a week, but my thing is I've always stayed active with my guys. Like I said, I don't tell people to do anything I wouldn't do. So
Right.
if we're out there sparring, I'm going to be out there. I'm on the battlefield with my guys. Like we spar Friday nights, I'm in the trenches with them. We spar Monday through Thursday, I'm here. You don't have a partner to drill with tonight, here I am. I'm popping in. And a lot of guys tell me, well, do you just want me to go? No, I'm going to work the drill with you. I'm going to go back and forth. Yeah, I know all this. I'm teaching you all this. But of course, what might it look like if I'm just like, yeah, just do the drill and I just stand here and hold these pads. Any coach can hold pads, but getting in there and working. I've learned from some really good coaches in the past. Just visual aspect. Some coaches I'm really fond of. Fight Academy, Pasadena's a Savant Young. That dude has been like a major inspiration in the way I coach. Like I said, getting out there with your guys. That dude is a dog. He gets out there. And I remember the last fight, I think it was fight before he retired. Unfortunately, fortunate ending for the guy that he fought. Just one big palm, broke the dude's jaw out cold, and he retired shortly after. But he still coaches. He still grinds. He's up 5, 6 in the morning, coaching his boxers, coaching his MMA fighters, Muay Thai fighters, whatever it is. That dude has been a huge inspiration to me. Coaches over at CSA, Coach Kieran Fitzgibbons. That dude, I met him one time. I think it was when I fought for WFC about 2 years ago. That dude is in the walking around, completely fangirled, scream, can I get a picture with you? And he was like, dude, so receptive. Like, he could have been like, no, you crazy motherfucker, But he was like, yeah, come in, take a picture. I got that picture, and that was like the happiest moment of my life. And, a lot of us talk about, oh, if you're in town, whatever, stop by my gym. Dude, he asked me, he was like, hey, come through, we'll get some work in. I don't know if you saw my fight, whatever. I didn't really, for me that night, I didn't feel like I did a lot. I wrestled a lot. I was a little frustrated. Supposed to be an MMA or a Muay Thai fight. And the opponent wrote me, talk shit. Well, he thought he was talking to my gym. Talking shit, didn't know I ran the page. And was like, oh, they lied to me. It was supposed to be a MMA fight. I haven't been training Muay Thai. And I was like, bro, stop rolling on the fucking floor. Stop wrestling. That's all you got to do is stand up. We go to weigh-ins after. I was like, fuck it, let's call the promoter and make it an MMA fight. Let's go, A lot of it, my ground game. I wasn't a wrestler. I wasn't a jiu-jitsu fighter. I had one submission win. I'm a striker. That's what I do. That's my game.
Well, and that's how you won the fight, right? That's how you won the fight. They stopped.
No, I wrestled that kid. I fucking mollywalked him. I was fucking dragged him around the ring. I picked his ass up, carried him from side to side, and fucking just mauled him. It's been done to me in the past, so I was like, you know what? I've been working with some monsters lately. I've been actually wrestling. A lot of wrestlers come and help me work, jiu-jitsu guys, and dragged him around the floor, just straight dogged him, and pissed me off. The main thing that pissed me off was we were at weigh-ins, and this guy comes out in tie trunks. In tie trunks, and I'm like, are you serious? Next night, he comes out in tie trunks too for a fight night. He's ready to go, tie gear up, and I was like, are you serious? And then afterwards, we got into a big old thing, shit talk online, went back and forth, got mad. I have a picture of me picking up and slamming him, and everybody commented, that you can tell that this moment he didn't want to be here anymore.
Sure.
But my sponsor at the time, United Fight Apparel, they posted the picture with the phrase that, "Are you not entertained?" And this guy, he went after them, started talking trash, and then he started talking trash to me after I was like, "Hey, that's not cool." So told him we could run it back anytime, but I'm with the shit. I'll fight anybody. I don't care, I live for the sport. This is what I do. I'll fight anybody in my weight class. I need to rephrase that for you guys that are like, oh, I'm about like 290. I'll come down and fight you. No, bro.
No.
Michelle, big brother, you can fight. So
Michelle just asked in the comments, who was your favorite pro wrestler growing up?
All right. So if we go to WCW, I'm just gonna jump around here.
Yeah.
WCW, it was the tag team, Chronic.
Oh,
yeah, those are my guys right there. Just savages. Those were the dudes.
Ryan Adams and Crush.
Yes, sir. Those are just those are the dudes to be back then.
Right. Brian Clark and Brian. They did them dirty when they came to the WWE, though. Like they had them grab out the Taker and Kane, and I mean that's Taker and Kane, so you kind of get it, but
it's a low rung on totem pole.
Yeah,
it's a job you get. We jump into the WWE era. I'd say I'm gonna have to go with Jeff Hardy. Jeff Hardy was a man, bro. I was in the friends' backyards, jumping off a roof, swanton bombing people on mattresses. And there are some nights you hit that little Brock Lesnar crank and you miss a swanton, you hit the carpet. You're on somebody's rug in the backyard and you got gravel under that. Yeah, that wasn't fun. But bro, just walking out all day, like that was the attitude to have right there. And then if we go into the ECW days, I have to say the king of it all, Sabu.
See, there you go, Sabu.
Oh yeah, baby.
I like it when you say something, and I'm pretty sure you didn't know this, but Sabu was an NWA World's Heavyweight Champion. So this podcast we focus a lot on the NWA, and Sabu was a guy that held the 10 pounds of gold. Terry Funk held the 10 pounds of gold, obviously many years ago. Chris Candido, Shane Douglas, Sabu.
Candido, I remember that dude.
Which one?
Chris Candido. That guy was amazing.
You know what? He was a guy that was very underrated because he was just straight up. And his thing was no gimmicks necessary. He just came out there and had good wrestling matches, banger after banger, if you will. But Sabu was my guy for a long time. In fact, I went to a wrestling show. I think it was 2 years ago now. It might have been last year, and I literally went only to see Sabu. I have a 10 pounds of gold, the old NWA title. I've got this guy, and it's autographed by Harley Race, Ric Flair, Dan Severn, Ken Shamrock, Raven, modern champions like Nick Aldis, Adam Pearce,
Dan
Jack
Severn,
Stane.
that was the man right there.
And I went to get Sabu to sign it, and homie No showed the event. He just didn't show up. I was like, oh man. And he doesn't do a lot of shows anymore. He's getting older, but I really felt like I missed out on that one. But so let's talk a little bit more about February 4th. We're just literally a week away.
No, don't remind me.
Don't you want to talk about it?
No, I don't care. I live to fight. I'm excited. The closer it gets, the easier it gets for me. My thing is I'm a waiter. I can't wait. I'm so impatient when it comes to fighting. Like my last fight before COVID was 2020, and I think what we shut down everything shut down in March, right?
It was
Yeah.
January.
Yeah.
It was
So
like January 11th.
January 11th was my last fight here at Soboba, and then we were heading up to WFC. You know,
Chumash.
they were shooting us up to Chumash,
Santa
Santa Barbara.
Santa
We were going up to Santa Barbara to fight one of those casinos up there. Spent quality time cutting weight, using work. You know, I work
Yeah.
construction, so fucking, it's exercise, extra exercise. There's 2x16s walking across the yard.
Right.
Use a cherry picker. No, I can just haul these faster. You know, I need the workout.
Yeah.
You know, but yeah, I was about 2 weeks, 3 weeks out, or two.
We were about a month out because it was supposed to be in April.
Oh, they shut us down March,
And
April 11th. Yeah.
because February 20th is when everything in California shut down and kids got sent home.
Yeah. So a little shortly after that, you know, I
So
was
first it was
walking around
postponed.
at 145.
It was postponed, and then after that is when they just said, nope, never mind.
So yeah, like
Unless you guys want to fight with masks on.
super heartbreaking, man. Like being at weight, being ready to scrap, ready to go, and then just getting a phone call on the drive home. I actually went out of town to go train with a couple of gyms, and
Oh
on the
man.
drive home, got the call. Hey, I know you might be upset. The fights got canceled. The entire world got shut down shortly after. Not gonna lie though, on the way home, pulled off that freeway, got me a milkshake. Cried my eyes out on that Oreo milkshake on the way home.
I mean,
So,
I
what
get it.
can I do? You know, it's
Nothing. There's nothing
Exactly.
like that type of situation's completely out of your hands, and it's like it sucks because you put in the effort, you kicked your ass, you got yourself ready to go, and then from circumstances outside of your control, they just yank it from you, and that. You're right. That is heartbreaking. I completely understand how you felt in that moment. So I'm
that was
glad
like you going to get your belt signed by Sabu.
Yeah, well, no, worse
Yeah.
because worse.
It's for me. It's about the same.
All
I
right.
cried.
Well, I met the kids at Knott's Berry Farm with Michelle, and we went and looked at the. Have you ever been to Knott's Berry Farm and looked at that red barn building that's in the back?
I don't think I have. I used to go there all the time. I was a hooker, so we just ran through Knott's.
There's a red building in the back. It's like a barn. It's called Jeffrey's Barn, and it was for Jim Jeffries, who used to be what they call a world famous pugilist, a boxer, but he also did fights, back in the 20s. And at some point, Mr. Knott bought the gym that was in Burbank and literally had it rebuilt brick by brick in Knott's Berry Farm. And in that building, when it was in Burbank, would host championship boxing fights, pro wrestling. Luthez wrestled in that building. It has very like historical, prominence. And now they just use it as a dance hall for kids, high school graduation dances.
Damn kids to wrestle. They don't need to dance.
No, they should turn it into
I'm
a
just kidding.
wrestling venue.
Dance studio next door. Tell them I said that.
We don't have to talk about that.
Yeah, Vincent started his training at 5 years old. Junior started at 8.
See, start them young. Get them out there scrapping. The world's a terrible place. Might as well know what to do when you need to do it.
Yeah.
Domestic violence was not going to be an issue in our house.
But so February 4th, I'm ready. I get to, like I said, new opponent, new weight. I don't have to cut this time. Pretty much get to fight at what I walk around at.
And that's at that 165 weight class. And
165. Oh, yeah. It's my taco eating weight.
So you can chow down some carne asada as you get ready for weigh-ins. That probably means you get to wear your walking street clothes when you go into weigh-in too, right?
No, I'm stripping down. I'm being my underoos. I'm gonna have some special draws for my weigh-ins. I always have something fancy, some unicorns, you know. Jimmy Snuka. Oh, I'm not trying to get shut down, Lou. They gotta pay for that. $4.95, baby. $4.95.
You got to start that OF page. Well, hey,
Oh yeah.
it's been a pleasure talking to you, Joe. I know you got some work to get in, and I don't want to keep you much later than we already have, but it was a hell of a nice conversation, talking some wrestling, talking what you have coming up here in the next few weeks, and talking about Black Flag Fighting. If people want to follow you on social media, how can they do that?
Give us a follow on Instagram and Facebook under Black Flag Kickboxing. We're in the lovely town of Hemet, California. 92544 is our zip code. Sweet. What are they building? 4000 East Florida Avenue. Try to get all this in there. I can't. I'm terrible at advertising. I'm like the guy that didn't change my gym phone number until like 6 months after we moved in. It's terrible. But yeah, I appreciate your time. Thank you guys. If you're in town, Hemet, California, stop by Soboba Casino Resort. February 4th. Fights go down. WFC. It's gonna be live MMA and Muay Thai. Yeah, come check me out. I'll be throwing hands, throwing feet, throwing knees. So
Is it going to be an MMA fight, or is it going to be?
it's going to be a cage Muay Thai. So it's going to be
Okay.
a Muay Thai fight in a cage. So
Awesome.
even worse for him.
Yeah.
Yeah. But thank you guys for all your time. I appreciate you, Alliance Blog. You stepped up, helped me out. You just did amazing. I appreciate you guys. Check out the Alliance Blog. Don't sleep on it. Also, go get your heavy equipment checked out and bucketsforrent.com.
Oh, look at you go, man! It's like
I'm trying.
You got a future in this, I think.
I might quit fighting and just do podcasts all day.
There it is.
I'm just gonna sit here and just talk probably after we hang up. So just
All right, man.
recorded me talking. Thank you guys. You all have a great night. Stay blessed. Be safe.
All right, thanks. And that's Joe the Packaderm. You guys follow him on the socials, and have a good night, y'all. We'll see you at the matches. Thanks for joining the stream. This has been a presentation of Alliance-Wrestling.com. We genuinely appreciate your support. Would you consider subscribing so you'll never miss a future episode? I'd also like to remind you we do a live stream every Tuesday at 5 p.m. before NWA Power. You can find us on social media at The Alliance Blog. And until next time, we are The Alliance.